Now, as of our lecture plan, hello.
Yes,
So
sir.
hopefully you maybe followed the lecture plan, right? Hmm? Hopefully you maybe followed the lecture plan. What is next unit? Can anybody
Follow
say
it.
next unit? Huh? Hello. What is our next development?
Application of partial derivatives.
Very good. Application of partial derivatives. Right. So we seen in the first unit about the partial differential equations formation, first order PDEs, as well as second and higher order PDEs, and their standard methods how to solve the equations. Now the time to go to understand the application of PDEs. This is where we can apply and how they will be analyzed. This is our next target that we have clearly prescribed in the second unit, applications of partial differential equations. So in that unit, so where the prescribed contents are classification of linear PDEs of second order, that will be elliptic, parabolic, hyperbolic, solutions by separation of variables, right? After that, interior exterior boundary value problems. These boundary value problems is the exact applications, particularly into determine the heat equation solution, wave equation, Laplace equation. There were three basic equations in all the type of PDEs. One is heat equation, wave equation, and Laplace equation. Actually, so here it is needed to explore somewhat what is to be do in the application of PDEs, particularly to solve the basic second order equations given by heat equation, wave equation, Laplace equation. They are the simple basic second order PDEs which can be solved by the standard methods, that particularly they were given separation of variables, right? So in such case, even though that method is not sufficient, the separation of variables is not sufficient to give the full solution. So therefore, they were being used another concept, the concept of approximation. The concept of approximation, it is like a ocean. So there are a wide scope of the concept of approximation, where we approximate the solution simplified from the separation of variables, method of separation of variables, where that approximation can be done if we know the a particular concept of approximation, right? So that means one can understand it is not exact the solution, it is approximated solution. So based on that approximation, there were lot of techniques were being developed for solving such equations. So in the way of learning that particular or specific type of methods which are based on the concept of approximation, where we introduce the series approximation. For that, it is needed to understand that concept, which is Fourier series. So we need the knowledge on the Fourier series, how these Fourier series were helping in approximate functions that may be the solution of the equations or whatever it is. How these Fourier series helps. So therefore, this technique, Fourier series technique, were being used for solving fully the second order basic equations, which we call heat equation, wave equation, and Laplace equation, right? So for solving of such equations in fully, we need the concept of Fourier series. So therefore, today we will introduce the Fourier series. We will learn about that, all the concepts of the Fourier series. Once we learn, so that we can implement for solving where it is needed, that heat equation, wave equation, Laplace equation, or whatever it is. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir. Yeah, so therefore now, today we are going to look on the Fourier series. This is actually we prescribed in a unit 4, but the concept is needed in solving the problems on unit 2. So therefore, that unit 4 is not fully discussed here. So we will take it Fourier series and Fourier integrals. Until the Fourier integrals, we will take it now. That concepts were using for solving the PDEs. Once we learn these Fourier series and Fourier integrals, now we shifting to the unit 2, and that differential equations can be solved by using these things. Then we will go through the continuity of the other units. Okay? We will discuss.
Okay, sir.
We will discuss half of the part of unit 4, that Fourier series and Fourier integrals. So which is needed for unit 2. So therefore we will discuss that first, and later we will take it the unit 2, then go for the rest of concepts, wherein unit 4 and unit 3, let unit 5 and unit 6. Okay? This is little bit shuffling, where it is the continuity being achieved for the problems. Okay? Syllabus to be continued. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we will see the part that is unit 4, which is being Fourier series. Yes, you know Fourier series. What is Fourier series? Can anybody say that it is okay? It is not. Maybe you may not be known that Fourier series. What is series? You may be taken the main concept and the nature of the series and all, right, in the last semester. So here I would like to introduce some of the main components on the series first. What is series? What is series? Series basically infinite series. There are sum of infinite number of terms, right, of a series Sn, which is generally denoted by sigma un, right? u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus so on, right?
Yes, sir.
Infinite number of terms. So therefore, that is an infinite series. Okay. So therefore, so here we can see any function in applied mathematics, particularly wherein engineering problems also, especially in study of conduction of heat, electrodynamics, where it is necessary to express the functions in a series of sine and cosine terms, where particularly where in the applied mathematics which are being applied in engineering applications or engineering problems for studying, especially in appearance of periodic phenomenon, where the periodic phenomena appears, where it is necessary to write that functions into a series of sine and cosine terms, right? So it would be like a infinite series. So therefore, we define that Fourier series is an infinite series representation of periodic functions in terms of the trigonometric sine cosine functions. This is very, very important. Sine cosine functions. Cosine functions. Right? So this Fourier series is an infinite series representation of periodic functions in terms of sine and cosine functions. So Fourier series is very useful method for solving ordinary or partial differential equations, particularly with periodic functions appearing as non-homogeneous terms. Well, usually we have seen that approximations in the last semester. Can anybody remember what concept we have seen in the concept of approximation in the last semester? Huh?
Differentiation, sir.
Differentiation, it gives the approximation.
The Taylor series.
Very good, very good. Where the Taylor series expansion is also one of the method in the concept of approximation, where that Taylor series expansion has been used for approximating a function, for solving differential equations, right? But they have some limitations. What are the limitations? Anybody say? The Taylor series expansion is valid only for the functions which are
I think
continuous and differentiable, right? Taylor series expansion is valid for continuous and differentiable functions only, whereas this Fourier series is possible or valid not only for homogeneous, not only for continuous functions, but also for the periodic functions. But also for the periodic functions. Functions having discontinuities in their values or derivatives, right? The Fourier series is valid or possible. This is very important. Why Fourier series is powerful in solving the differential equations or approximating wherever. The Fourier series is valid for not only continuous functions, not only continuous functions, but also for periodic functions, comma, functions discontinuous in their values and derivatives. This is very, very important. This is why Fourier series is powerful than the other methods. So even though at the point of discontinuity, if it is there in the domain, so this series expansion will be giving you the fruitful approximation of solution. Okay. All right. Further, because of the periodic nature, the Fourier series constructed for one period is extended for all values, because the series expansion is valid for the periodic functions. Periodic functions means it has a limited period or it is a finite period that can be extended to all periods also. That can be extended to all periods. So therefore this is another beauty in the Fourier series. Okay. Periodic functions means, suppose if you develop a solution at one period, that can be extended to all other periods also, right? Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. What is periodic function? Now we will go on. This is the actual sum of the history of the Fourier series, why we are going to be studying and what help we can get it from the Fourier series. Okay, it is one of the method in the concept of approximation. So this is a series, infinite series representation of periodic functions in terms of sine and cosine functions, that we can take it as a definition of Fourier series. Okay, it is more powerful than the other methods because of it is valid for not only in the continuous function but also for periodic functions, discontinuities in their values and derivatives. Okay, so therefore, so this can be, suppose if we have developed a solution, a Fourier series solution in one period, that can be extended to for all values or for all periods. Okay, so therefore, so this can be used for solving the ordinary or partial differential equations. Now let us go to the simple definitions which will be helpful for the Fourier series. The periodic function. What is periodic function? A function
Gets the same value after some value of x.
a function, we will write it here. A function fx is said to be periodic if f of x plus some positive value t is equal to f of x. So f of x plus t is equal to f of x for all values of x. For all values of x and some positive number t. Positive number t, where t is known as what is known as the
Period.
right period of fx. T is known as the period of fx. Period of fx. That is fundamental period or primitive period or simply period of fx is the smallest positive period of f is called the primitive period or some other terminology we can. Now we can see the example where sin x, cos x, secant x, cosecant x, these are all periodic functions, right? With period how much?
2 pi.
2 pi.
2 pi. Yeah, with period 2 pi. Whereas tan x, cot x, etc., which are
Pi.
also periodic with period pi. With period pi. Right. Okay. That you know here. Suppose if fx is periodic function, with period say t, with period say t, then n into t is also a period of fx for any integer n, right? That is f of x plus n into capital T is equal to f of x, where n not equal to 0, right? N is an integer. If n is an integer, then where f of x is a periodic function with period t, then f of x plus nt is fx. That means nt is also a period. That is, suppose sine of x plus 4 pi, right, is equal to sine of x plus 2 into 2 pi, right, is equal to sine of x plus 2 pi plus 2 pi. You can write it. That is equal to sine of x plus 2 pi, again is equal to sine x, right? So hence 2 pi is a period, but 4 pi is also a period. It is of 2 times of 2 pi. So here n is equal to 2, right? So like that we can define the periodic functions. So as we said, the definition of the Fourier series, it is an infinite series representation of periodic function in terms of sine and cosine, in terms of sine and cosine. So here I would like to call this as Euler's formula. Euler's formula. This is how we can extend into the definition into a symbolical expression. Symbolical expression. Here I would like to write mathematically this as the Fourier series of any function as fx is equal to, we write it as, it is an infinite series representation of periodic functions in terms of sine and cosine, where we can write it as 1 by 2 a naught plus a1 cos x plus a2 cos 2x plus so on plus b1 sin x plus b2 sin 2x plus so on. So within a desired interval, range of values of the variable, the x belongs to some finite interval. Okay, such series are called the Fourier series. This is what we can express in symbolically or mathematically as the above definition, where this is the function fx, any function which may be a periodic function. This function can be represented as an infinite series. You see, there are infinite number of terms are there. This we will write it later, the coefficients 1 by 2 a naught, how it will be. This a naught, a1, a2, a3, so on, b1, b2, b3, all are the coefficients. Okay, so therefore the series expansion, it is a series of terms, sine and cosine terms. We will see this may be a full constant 1 by 2 a naught plus a1 cos x plus cos 2x plus so on plus b1 sin x plus b2 sin 2x plus so on. Okay, So therefore, so we define the Fourier series as the infinite series representation of periodic function in terms of sine and cosine term, sine and cosine functions. So here one must be very clearly understand fx is any function of x which is periodic. That may be an arithmetic function, that may be an exponential function, that may be an inverse function, that may be a trigonometric function, any function fx which can be expressed or represented as the infinite series in terms of sine and cosine functions. Wherein the RHS, one clearly understand it has infinite number of terms. So therefore, the sum of the series cannot be exactly determined. How we will understand the sum of the series of right hand side? How we will understand the sum of the series? This is an infinite series. The RHS is the infinite series. LHS is any function that has been written as like this infinite number of terms in series expansion. That RHS, how we can say, how we can find the sum, and which concept we can find out the sum of the series. Hello. No one? How you will find the sum of the series? Sum of infinite series, whatever the series you already you have studied in the last semester, series and sequences. So in which how you will find the sum of the series?
Sir, arithmetic and geometric progressions.
That based on the convergence, right? Convergence concept, right? There are infinite number of terms are there. Now here it will be introduced the convergence, divergence. The series is convergent, the series is divergent, and also the series of infinite number of terms, it cannot be exactly determined, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
So therefore this will be approximated. This based on the approximation concept. That's why we call it is an approximation. It is not exactly gives the sum of the series. The sum of the series is converges to some value, finite value. So that's why we call it as an approximation. So a function, any function fx can be approximated as infinite series of terms, sine and cosine functions. Okay, so okay, now let's see. This is what we can define the Fourier series. Now let's write it here. That is an Euler's formula. Euler's formula. What it states that the Fourier series of any function fx in the interval say alpha comma alpha plus 2 pi is given by understand please, fx is equal to a naught by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn sin nx. Here that bn also you may be write it is separate sigma, or you may be include in the same 1 to infinity. Okay, right?
Sir,
Hmm.
so why the first term is a naught by 2? Why cannot we write it as just a naught?
You may write it a naught also, because we can giving you the uniformity of the coefficient values a naught and an in something equal represent, right? So therefore where a naught is equal to 1 by pi into integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx into dx. An is equal to 1 by pi into integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx into cos nx dx. And bn is equal to 1 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx into sin nx dx. Okay, the values of coefficients a naught, an, bn are known as Euler's formulae. Okay, good. Yeah, now I hope you may be very clear why we have taken a naught by 2. There will be a constant which has been shown as a naught by 2. Otherwise, if you take it as an a naught, here it will be coming you 2 by pi. Okay, 2 by pi, a naught is equal 2 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx dx. This is called a Fourier series of function fx. Fourier series of function fx, right? Which we will take it into the standard form. Fx is equal to a naught by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus bn plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx, where the coefficients a naught, an, bn can be determined. They are given by 1 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx dx. Bn is equal to this much, an is equal to this much. You can determine, there are a proof how we can get it. This a naught is equal to this much, bn is equal to an is equal to. Okay, so usually there are the main integral properties or integrals. We can use it here for finding the coefficients. So for determine the coefficients, determination of the coefficients, write it here. Determination of Euler formula. That is a naught, an, bn, right? So finding a naught, 1. So since we know, so from the Fourier series expansion, we have fx is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx, where x belongs to interval alpha comma alpha plus 2 pi. Right? This is the interval we have considered. So therefore, in that interval we can determine a0. How we can determine a0 is, this is say equation 1. Say this equation 1. Integrate the equation 1. Integrate equation 1 with respect to x from alpha to alpha plus 2 pi. Once you integrate this, integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx dx is equal to integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi a0 by 2 dx plus integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx dx plus integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx dx, or we write it a0 by 2 is constant, integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi 1 into dx plus the sigma can taken outside by apply the Euler's formula. So where it is integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi. An is also a constant, you can take out, cos nx dx plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi sin nx dx. So can anybody say this? What is the value? Integral 1 dx x alpha to alpha plus 2 pi plus 0 plus 0, this 0, this 0, right? This is a0 into pi. Alpha plus 2 pi minus alpha 2 pi. 2 get cancelled. a0 into pi. Or therefore a0 is equal to 1 by pi into integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx into dx. So we have only a function fx. From that the coefficient can be determined. Okay. Similarly, in the same way, to find an and ban, I will write an first, we will write it later. To find an, in the same way, integrate equation 1 after multiplying cos nx on both sides with respect to x from alpha to alpha plus 2 pi. Okay. First multiply with cos nx on both sides of equation 1 and then integrate with respect to x from alpha to alpha plus 2 pi, which will giving you the result as. So you can see, you can find out very easily that integration to be done where because of integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi cos nx into cos nx dx will give some value for some values of n. The rest of all the terms, which is integral cos nx from alpha to alpha plus 2 pi and integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi sin nx into cos nx dx will be 0, right? So they will give you only the term where an is there. So from that we can get it a equal to 1 by pi in the same way integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi, because that LHS will be multiplied fx with cos nx dx. This is okay. Similarly, to find Bn, integrate equation 1 after multiply sin nx on both sides with respect to x from alpha to alpha plus 2 pi. So we will get it Bn is equal to 1 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus the coefficients. Hello, dear students.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So like that we can determine all the coefficients. Once you determine, then we can write it the series expansion for the given function as a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an cos nx plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn into sin nx, right? Okay. Where we can see here, because the Fourier series expansion of any function fx is given by fx is equal to a0 by 2 plus sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity an sigma n is equal to 1 to infinity bn sin nx, where the coefficients determined an as 1 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx dx. an is equal to 1 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx into cos nx dx. bn is equal to 1 by pi integral alpha to alpha plus 2 pi fx sin nx dx, right? Where we can write it some of the intervals, where here x belongs to interval alpha to alpha plus 2 pi. That is, considered fx is a periodic function of period 2 pi in this period alpha to alpha plus 2 pi, right? Alpha is any number. Alpha is any number. So here, what I would like to giving you is this interval, that interval of length 2 pi. Interval of length 2 pi can be defined in 3 ways, right? Can anybody say what are that? Where the periodic function with period 2 pi in the interval, that interval can be classified into 3 ways. What are that intervals? 0, 2 pi, right? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And another one, minus pi, plus pi, right?
Yes, sir.
0, 2 pi, 2 only. Okay, 2 only. So one is 0, 2 pi or minus pi, pi, right? So we will see
Yes, sir.
the coefficients in the respective intervals in the next class.
Sir,
Okay, we will see the next concepts in the next class, right?
Right, sir.
Yes.
Okay, right, we will see in the next class.
So can we leave?